Right, are we live? Let's have a look. Okay, yo, we are. Good day. I hope you guys are doing well. This is African Crypto Warlord coming to you live from sunny side Zambia. What we are monitoring here is our break from pretty much yesterday's open to today's open, yesterday's close, and a run back to mean reversion play, right? The super rare signal that got you to click on here was we have hit 10th band, 10th level twice now, okay? But furthermore, we broke out of our 15-minute distribution cone, which the last time we can set one until we can set it again was on 16th of September. So as soon as we broke out of this range, please monitor these candles. You can see that continuation was imminent, and then we continuate into levels like this 10th band on the on the 1 minute. Okay, so what we're looking to do here is, obviously, if we failed any of these levels, you'll be wanting to mean revert to 4833. But furthermore, the targets for the downside is your new daily print. Okay, so you can see over here that there is no there's no touchy at daily VRE mean, and this is a general magnet, right? It's very rare that price doesn't come back towards it, right? Given that we've had huge extension pretty much from the early hours of this morning for about 3 or 4 hours, we want to monitor if there's positive or negative drift in said time frames. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a few more scouts on ultimate power means. Ultimate power mean is a level that this can rip up through and get stopped by, so it doesn't get through that cone. Okay, reverse wave trend, if it starts closing above reverse wave trend line, it's going for the mean, and if it closes above that mean, it's going for this reverse wave trend, which obviously signifies that if it can open and close above this line, 2 or 3 candles, you'll look for continuation back up to 51. Okay, so there we go. Let's just go throw up let's go have a look here. So if we were to put a target of for continuation to the upside is at 5055, we'll make that 560 in due time. So 560 is continuation to the upside, and then a bull div can form at 4879, and then you haven't lost structure, but it starts to get very sketchy back to your daily mean, which will be down here. If you start breaking through this level, you'll start to want to hit this coin and you'll bounce off your daily mean. Okay, if there's a big candle, a big red candle that comes through here, you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, and the 4th level, there's one to stop to the downside. If there's a big green candle that can close above here, well, not this one, but 2 or 3 candles that close above here, and there's a big green candle that comes through, we can see we have VRE levels at 5261 and 5667. Let's just put the ultimate power mean on to see if we're going to get a little bit of continuation out of here. So what you'll be looking for is a candle close above JMA for continuation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go look for our return oscillators, significantly positively correlated. Alright, moving into a little bit of expansion phase here whilst losing its trend. So this is wanting to go sideways, which matches up with it saying I want to close above the JMA, and that will help that mean reversion play, this initial mean reversion play. But as I can see here on the AME, this is more than likely going to get front run. Any pump out of here is going to get front run. We have blue flashes coming through, but that's just on the 15-minute, and they've flicked off. So 12 minutes to close above that level, and we'll switch off PB cone and we'll go shuffle on reverse wave trend, and then we start looking for levels in which it's basing off of in the lower time frames. Come on, reverse wave trend, she takes a minute. Okay, so there's sideways volatility here, so you start looking. This is a point of interest in the sense that you close above. So here you go. Let's make this big. So here's confluence, right? So that cross return oscillator, if price closes above here, then it will naturally turn this green one around to mean revert. Then all it has to do is defend above reverse wave trend, and it will naturally want to go for the mean, and the mean will be at this blue line's outlier point. Alright, sideways at the current moment. Suppose the smaller they make this candle, the easier it will be to mean revert the next one, but then it will take a few more candles to get to the upside. Let's have a look if there's anything negating that. What's our 1 minute saying, seeing as we're getting chopped? Expansion to the upside, so maybe towards the end of the candle this thing will raise up. Returns are decaying to the downside, but that doesn't help because it's going against Shannon Entropy. All this is telling me is that yes, Shannon Entropy is pumping, and then maybe the next two candles, if it was to look for continuation, won't be bigger than, let's say, this candle over here. So percentage return of there we go. So it's sort of lifting. Here, nothing bigger than this one for that candle, and that will generally get you to below a candle close to here, and then maybe a wick into 5045. But it's the candle close we're looking for. Let's see if there's anything backing up a measurement to the upside currently. Close above that, that's cool. 24 seconds, naturally mean revert. I think we should watch this together. If they start pushing it too hard, there's going to be a front run motion come in, which makes it harder to break 5071. There you go, 1 minute looking to close above. Oh, we just printed it, but that's alright. This is what we're looking for. So there's our through our means. You close above the mean, as we said, you're going to look to push up. Let's put these levels so that you can see them nicely. Okay, that should be cool. So that's sort of what they're wanting to keep it above. That looks like it had positive drift lifted up, and actually not. So this is someone pressing buy manually to pick that up on the 1 minute. Okay, and then usually with like a little the signature, if it closes like that, you'll look. There was a little purple candle that formed there. If it closes like that, you'll look for continuation to the downside. This is getting capped in the sense that sloppy chips volatility is expanding up, but it means the up candles are going to get smaller. So maybe start looking for a top. That's on the 1 minute though. That is the correct one. There's 5 minute. We're fine. JMA has now come through reverse wave trend, whilst mean reversion to the upside. This is starting to look a little bit more healthier. Looking for mean reversion to the upside sideways currently, which matches up with trying to close above the JMA and the reverse wave trend without front running the possible move that could come off of here. Mean reversion hit, so they got to close up there, and you'll naturally mean revert to the upside. This is a big candle, so the next candle to come through the book would have to be, for continuation to the upside, will have to be about half that size. So we'll just do 48 because that's the easiest thing to do. So when you get here, you see a lot of panic come into the market if we do rise up to there. As if this little green line goes red before then, you'll have good continuation up. But if it only goes red once we're up here, then it's going to be very hard for it to break this 5066. Let's go start looking for negative drift. What are the bears going to do to deny this mean reversion to the upside? So they would want to sink it below the reverse wave trend there. Positive expansion, mean reversion. Okay, it's going to be a hard fight for the bears on the 30 minute. Looking to float up. There you go, floats up. So it dumped itself into positive drift, and that's what's picked up these wicks, as you can see here. Bull div, hidden bull div coming through the book. So that's sort of what I wish I was fumbling around earlier and I couldn't get my message across, so that's why I've just gone live. What's happening here is any one of these levels, any one of these lines, given we've fallen from, it's 15 minutes on the cones. and it has to go one back. There. Just needs to go one back. So we have expansion, lift. Okay, so now it's on. Expansion to the upside. So now the next candle, if we want to rip out of here to the upside to whatever it will be on the 1 minute over here, it's the next PB cone to the upside. If you want to rip up there, you'll more than likely have to close candles above this PB cone and the next two candles above there. And that will trigger this continuation. Right now is very significantly positively correlated, which tells me on 15 minute a lower high is inbound. Okay. There's a mean on the 30 minute with bull divs. Contraction, positive drift. Expansion to the downside hasn't ended on the 45 minute. Outlier event happening. Limits. Returns are saying they are increasing to the upside, and we're just above the 1 standard deviation move. That obviously triggers off our flash. So there's a few things saying this is an outlier point, but there's negative drift that's going to take a longer time, you could say, for this to play out. So 93 is 4.5 hours time from now. You'll start to look for serious continuation, at least if you're looking at the 90 minute. Wagwan, Dr. Bond, how you doing? Contraction, I hope you're doing well. I see your bags are looking very nice and plump today. 3.6, so what's that? Mean reversion, contraction, so this is looking to drag out to the downside. Red flashes were off, red flashes ending. Expansion positively correlated into contraction, next best phase. Whilst significantly positively correlated, will add significant negative drift to the book. Okay. Contraction is sideways here, so the 12 hours looking to kick off. It hasn't really had its play as of yet. You can just see there's a whole bunch of spikes in 12-hour volatility, but what it moves into now is negative drift on the next print, which is in 2 hours time. Champagne hangover. Yeah, bro, that was a funny story, man. If you ain't got the bottle, I'll pay the corkage. Let's go. Think we're gonna run a celebration like that? Sideways today at an outlier event. And then contraction positively correlated, 3 days looking like it's adding negative drift. Contraction significantly negatively correlated. So that's what's going to hold up a majority of the buy orders. We also printed that today. That's pretty powerful. That's pretty good for longer term things. We have a few outlier events to the upside, which means the initial pumps will be smaller than this candle. So start to look for, which isn't too bad, about 15% pumps. If you were to say that, contraction is sideways over here. We've got some big orders coming in. That's cool. Let's throw this back on the 1 minute. Yeah. Okay, someone just got filled. Okay. VRE levels. VRE, no VRE levels in bond. So this is going to maybe be a whipsaw in volatility, right? So here's a cool thing to monitor on the 1 minute. Random contraction. So this one's a bit hard, but it does set in like a serious continuation thing. So if this candle just didn't run that far, if it sort of stops here, the next one prints, it should naturally print through mean reversion phase, right? Which is in 3 seconds, which is printed now, but Binance is, there you go. Okay, now in order for them to have bullish continuation. They have to close candles above the reverse wave trend. Okay, so you can imagine that a little 2-3 candles and then bounce in off the reverse wave trend, and if they can hold above the reverse wave trend, this stops continuation, and that will stop the negative drift that's forming. So volatility is contracting, so we're going to come in and target this. Red flashes off, 5 minute mean reversion play. So the hold above reverse wave trend, you'll look for continuation on the mean reversion play. This has about three more minutes. See, this is sort of being counterproductive, but it's the 5 minute lifting and positive drift on the 5-day that starts to make it a little bit etchy for people. So it'll be about 2 candles, 1 more candle under contraction, and then you can look for continuation. So reverse wave trend is lifting up, as you can see. Obviously it starts to defend points like make higher lows. See there? So there's a bad div that's come in. Right, sideways though, so no one's really winning at the moment. Let's go look at the 5-day, 5 minute. Contraction positively correlated. That should cap that 1 minute. There's our try for the reverse wave trend. 15-minute expansion. Okay. Yeah, if you close above there, that'll be safe. You don't want to close too high. Otherwise, get front run. It's not going to be able to break this higher high as easy. That's fine. That's fine. Nah. There you go. You can see where the bad div is being triggered. Come in, reverse wave trend touch. Does it break through? Yes, it does have the opportunity to break through because we're expanding volatility to the downside. So next print, if it prints like that, will naturally print down. Let's see if 5 minute is going to back this up. It also just printed. It's going to get denied. It has expansion. So this might be sideways for 3 minutes in this region. 1 minute says sideways. And usually pull back. If it dumps all the way through, then it's like it gets bought back up quite easily. It doesn't have the legs to continue the steam to the downside. As you can see, Pearson correlation also sort of limits out. And sideways, pull back halfway. Where's the JMA? So we'll leave it there. Nothing. Into this region, into your mean, reverse wave trend, into your mean. VRE levels. This guy is whipping this market around. Outlier event still under expansion, so this outlier event takes a long time to mean revert. You'll find mean reversion faves will be round about the reverse wave trend area, right? And if this is the reverse wave trend mean, you have a bad div, and that's the RO. If this is the reverse wave trend mean, that's RO mean, and you have bad div, look for a mean down here. But we'll see if 1 minute is whipping it. 1 minute getting sourced. Hangover and party, bro. Hangover and party. Bad div into your mean. Okay, so this looks like it's gonna calm down for a minute here. Now I want to go shuffle other exchanges, XRP, BTC. See what's happening here. So we've come off that rip. Contraction sideways, looking to be obviously have some positive drift in. That will confirm that. Blue flash off. 5 minutes. We need a reverse wave trend or a VRE level to pop up quick. Come on. Reverse wave trend. Okay, reverse wave trend, no trigger areas. Here you'd have to identify this region with the PB cone. But that's going to take too long right now whilst we're in a live stream and stuff is a bit volatile. I would obviously have this preset if I was looking to mess around here. Expansion to the downside, which delays mean reversion to the upside. Daily mean is quite far away from here. It's 9%. Let's see what gets us there. The contraction positively correlated, that's capping any pumps out of here on the 90-minute. Mean reversion to the downside. Mean reversion starting flash as well. Contraction positively correlated, looking for positive drift. If it triggers, it will trigger sideways, and that will be for this one to be touching the reverse wave trend. Then people will be like, oh, what's going on? But if it carries on contracting and then Pearson correlation and the cloud go through the mean under contraction, you have positive drift. That's sort of what you can see here, some wicks, right? This is saying expansion to the downside. Down candles are going to get less big, which supports RO for about 2 candle moves on the 6 hour. Contraction is sideways on the 12 hours. So 12 hours, the first time the 12 hour on the USDT pair is actually might look like it will have a clean volatility signature. What's up? And then expansion sideways on the 24-hour 2-day. Expansion to the upside. So 2-day says continuation. Good, it still says that because it has an outlier event, and you can see it's just wrecking returns. They're just really big. So you're gonna have a bear div or something form from here. Hit an outlier event, looking to continue, still in the trend on the 3-day, 5-day. Contraction positively correlated. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I start to look at this pairing, maybe gets weaker, but given that there's a lot of volatility in the book, and if the next candle's to the upside bigger than wherever this one closes, it should be easier to trigger red column. But this one maybe needs to close above the VRE level to carry on triggering red, and then if you have one more red one, you'll definitely rip up columns. Mean expansion, red means expansion, green means contraction. So 7 days backing that. This was quite a hard move to call, I would say, on the 7-day. It wasn't too big of a candle. So oh no, it's fine. It moved into contraction phase, and then this whatever supply shocks that have happened naturally whipped this thing up. Let's go look here. We're looking to close above, now is my PB cone in the region. Mean reversion on PB cone, looking for continuation into the next PB cone. Jeepers X, Jeepers X, Jeepers X. You're just ripping these orders through here. 46k, boom, boom, boom. Yo, there is panic. 221 buy order XRP. That O, just remember this level. That O panicked. That O panicked. Someone's gonna find him and come back for him. Should be maybe like I'll make it a line. Not red. We'll do blue. Once, okay, 62, that's fine. Someone's gonna panic over here. There you go. They're just hunting that O who just sent 220 through the market. Let's see if he presses, if he panic sells. $138 he's adding on over here. This oak is brave, G. Not saying that like it's a bad idea or anything, but he's defending that initial position. 96k. So it's already up 400. It's another 68. A bunch of pepper orders coming in. Naturally sideways and then into positive drift. What's up? Hope everyone is doing well. I see someone just joined the stream. Sorry if I'm not looking at this camera or that camera. There's just quite a bit of volatility going through the book. Okay, 1 minute is dictating. You close below JMA, you're going to look for continuation to the reverse wave trend. Yeah, bro. This is my hunting jersey. So it's doesn't matter what it looks like. But yeah, I'll show you my new merch, bro. I'll show you my NFT merch. Maybe not when the wife is around, you know, because she might go, you know, Mr. Bond, I know you like Supreme, but you know those Catalina whale jackets, those bubble goose baller goose downs, you know, those things look Gucci, gang, man. And now what? Thank you. I hope you guys had a beautiful evening last night, man. I hear homeboy had a lot of fun. And he woke up in the green this morning. Good choice on husband. Good choice on husband. He's quite a hard guy. Kind of cement-wise. So there's your initial closes. That's on the 1 minute contraction, sideways into VRE. So we're watching that on the 15 minute contraction. That's negative drift. That denies that, hitting an outlier event. So they just pretty much went to go fetch this oak. We put in about 300k XRP through the book. Some bigger orders coming in now, 54k in this region. Okay, there's a few initial little panic sellers. Let's see, they're going to get lifted up and they may want to reverse. Nice. Looking for continuation. If you close below JMA cross. Down, sideways, down, bear div. How long is this going to play out for though? Cone off. 1, 2, 3. If there's no positive drift, it could take 3 or 4 5-minute candles. Oh, there's a mean. Yeah, okay. This one will be a good one to pick up. General, what's happening? Contraction, negative, contraction and volatility. Positively correlated, you're gonna have negative drift, right? And now we pretty much negative drifting between a mean, a reverse wave trend mean, and a JMA. If you look to close below the mean, that will naturally trigger this to the downside. That's starting to look like it wants to rush for a trend. Entropy saying we're at a random point, but we know it's not random. We're in between two of our levels here, just bouncing around. So how's this guy doing? How do we find out how he is doing? 100k XRP. So there's guys that are buying in this region. There's guys that are buying in this region. Let's go look at 45 minutes. Close above reverse wave trend, look for continuation. Expansion to the downside on the 45 minute. 45 minute is pretty hard to flip around. You need a lot of expansion and positive you need a lot of expansion and positive correlation with positive drift on the time frames below that to start flicking those around. But it's better done with positive drift because it takes a little while and the candles actually look so structured. Contraction. So there's a lot of contraction in the market obviously we've had a negative, so negative drift. There's been some big candles, so there's negative drift. It is seeming like it's being quite hard to set downward candles the same size as the previous pump candles, and that's usually not what XRP operates on. Okay, so you'll be looking for a new trend, right, that wants to go up when this is triggered on the 2 hour, but it's hitting an outlier event. It's a bit of a choppy signal. It's the 1 hour saying. What are the time frames that everyone uses saying? Hey, no, cool. No ways, bro. There we go. 1 hour contraction, positively correlated. This is adding negative drift. So we're wanting to play around in this reverse wave trend over here, this region. We've bounced off of it on a few time frames. I'm going to look for the 90-minute. I'm going to see if the 45-minute has been able to reach up and be anywhere near here. We're under the 45-minute. So if I'm going to make a range, I'll make a range from here. It'll be, I think it's there, and on the 45 minutes. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So we'll look for anything obviously if you close above that reverse wave trend, you'll be cool. This is where that guy got nailed with his 200k. So we'll be looking for a flick around volatility here. We're looking for the next bit of ebb and flow of volatility. We are still expanding to the downside. We have a blue flash that's off, but we must maintain our observation here. Why? Because yes, trend is decaying, but it's still saying it's expanding to the downside, right? Because of this. If this column prints green, we'll naturally have positive drift, which will back our second close above the JMA on the 45-minute, which will back us up out of here, which will mean revert this naturally back to the upside. Percentage returns are wanting to increase the upside. 45-minute. Let's go look at this 1 minute. Down. That says down. That says sideways. So we'll be looking to close below a mean over here. Okay, this is perfect. So this is confluence. What we have a whole bunch of means, and what they're all pretty much 0.08% away from each other, and that is about what you'll pay for a trading fee if you have a small account, just for observation, right? So if your margin of error is 0.08, well, you could have been looking for a fill in here or support here. You need negative drift in order to break through these regions. Now we're expanding up, reverse wave trend. We drew our range. Is our range still on? Yes, it is. It's our range. Reverse wave trend expanding, looking for a new trend. So it will look for a new trend if it closes above these means. Alright? Otherwise, and sideways. So we're looking for markets. So looking for market direction now. It looks like volatility is getting chopped. There's sideways. 10-minute is negative drift. 15-minute is sideways. 30-minute is negative drift. 45-minute expansion to the downside. 90-minute contraction, positively correlated, negative drift. Negative drift on the 3 hour. Sideways on the 6 hour with mean reversion denying, not mean reversion denied, with cross on RO. Contraction, negatively correlated. 12 hours the only thing that's holding this up. Okay. 24 hour. So the 12 hours holding this. So we need to go look for the mean here. So this is your daily mean, I would suggest, or your VRE level. If we hit here and the super scalper hits, yeah, this is what can happen. This is how I judge this data on the 12 hour. So your initial breakthrough here will be confirmed below the JMA, right? Then when the super scalper hits this region here, and the red line comes through, hits this region here, we will be at our first reverse wave trend. Then this longer term one, when it crosses the mean, it will be at the daily mean. So now you got to look for things to counteract that. Nothing's really contracting that on the time frames that we've been looking at here. Sounds like there's some big orders coming through the book. Mean into there. VREs. Such a big range today. Are my cones on? Let me switch everything off, and then we can observe on the cones. Someone just whipped the market. I need to switch that on and off quickly. Wow. Someone just broke all. Oh damn. 5 minute, 1 minute. Come on. XRP USDT pair, let's put that on the 5 minutes. Come on. Five 550. Sorry. A little bit of sideways as the 5 minute was dictating. 590. Now it's going to be all the way down here, but this thing, you just add the right amount of numbers, it doesn't move all the way. I think it's because I do it when this thing, oh come on, get it. I'm messing around with it like here, when it's printing new candles. Perfect. Is it printed a new candle? I just have to wait 6 seconds, sorry. Come on, you see what I mean? So as it prints a new candle, am I not going to get that one? I can't get that candle. That's so whack. Okay, we'll have to run it off the one behind it, but now that all this data is skewed, I was able to get that data on yeah, fuck. So this doesn't really mean much to me. I couldn't really identify that specific candle, so this is generally, it's so rough, but I will do some street math, and the other cone will be over here or over here. Okay, so you're looking, this we will call, your variance will be 5044 or 5024. You close below 5024. Let's just see if there's anyone that will be active at 5024. Close below 504, that number you're looking to continue down here. There you go, denied mean reversion. I need to get that thing on, sorry. I am not going to be displaying incorrect data. It makes me feel uncomfortable. You assholes. Why you gotta do me like this, Binance? Why you gotta do me like this with your funny candles? That is so crack. 685. Go. 582. Go. 581. Go. Alright. Not gonna give it to me. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Alright. Coming into PB cone regions down here. VRE levels, no way out. We'll be wanting to chase them. So VRE level, hold above reverse wave trend, which adds padding if you can hold above reverse wave trend. So now that our data's here, this is the things you want to watch for. Alright. As you can see, it will maybe want to actually close in between the cone over here. Alright, yeah, there's shit coming in. Sloppy chips. Should have run further. someone's getting wrecked. The 5 minute, it hit the 5 minute perfectly. Someone's getting wrecked. Contraction positively correlated. This is looking powerful enough that all time frames match up with negative drift to the downside. Right? So we're easily hunting 4.8, 4.2. It's going to be very hard to turn this around. It will be someone with a lot of money that decides to set an iceberg order in of over $1 million, easy peasy, and grind that thing out. And when that $1 million ends, he's going to put another one in. He's going to grind it out. Now, expansion to the downside. It's only a human that would be dumb enough to flick this. That will be if they do, that will be the first initial failure point. But if they close above there, they flip the book. There you go. This is it coming in for its initial scalp. You close below reverse wave trend. That next one will print red. Or you close in here. You close in here. That one reverses red. Expansion to the downside. So this is a human now. Now there's bots and algos, because there's negative drift in the market. So let's see if it holds there. Is there anything that is triggering on the higher term time frames? Contraction positively correlated. It just came in, smoked its reverse wave trend. That's naturally going to want to print it through the reverse wave trend to the downside. Contraction, that negative drift, down. Daily mean. Oh, you man. Did I get it? This. Get rid of that, because you know he was up there. So that's sort of what I was wanting to say is, wants to close in here. Alright, if it can close in here, it's a little bit cushy. And at the same time, it will give it an extra candle for it to figure out direction, because we're at a mean. Contraction, positive drift, wants to close it in here. If it closes in here, we naturally mean revert. As you'll see, we close it in here, outlier event occurs, the next one will naturally mean revert. Then if that candle doesn't, the next candle doesn't get above the reverse wave trend, you'll see mean reversion start to get denied. Okay. Not too, that's where you want to be. If you're looking for bullish continuation. If you're looking bearish continuation, you just have to close below orange line. Contraction, just a little bit harder, given we have positive drift now floating into the book. With an outlier event, which means this isn't going to be, you see natural float in, next candle wants to go up. Now it has to close above PB cone in order to be considered continuation. That pumped itself into negative drift. What we see here, right? Big candle, it whipped around Pearson correlation. That's negative drift. Okay. Sideways. Now sideways. Now sideways. Looking at this, next best phases are for contraction. It's very seldom that you do get red, green, red, and then contraction. As you can see, it's quite symmetrical in its distribution. Waiting for 0.42. Is there a VRE in the region? I think we have a daily mean, brother, that still needs to be tested. Wow. 45.98. Check. So this is obviously yesterday's data, and then when we get this line, the yellow line print here, it's the new day, and we didn't touch it. Usually what happens is, as soon as it opens, this is just on the 1 minute, as soon as it opens, like there's a new print, it immediately wants to go for it. Where's another day? Those will also be some levels. 38396 is sort of what flipped the book. Here, it was doing random things, right? Two means in different places. This is the one it didn't touch, I think. Very, very rare events. Yeah, it didn't touch it. Oh, it did touch it in the day, okay. So as you can see, it broke out, touches daily mean, breaks out. The new one prints. It just wants to go hunt it. New one prints. Just wants to go hunt it. Right. Big gap in market. New one prints. What do you think it's gonna want to do? It's gonna want to go hunt it. Okay. And you still have bull devs on higher term time frames if you even hit the one level below daily VRE level, mean reversion. Okay. So this people stomping the yard right now. We go that. Come on, why are you missing? Why are you always missing? Go that way. Okay. Waiting for 42. Waiting for 42, huh? 45, 98 would be maybe a target in the day. It's very rare that it's not, and given that we have so much negative drift, I should be maybe looking, because I was messing around. I was maybe showering at the time that this was, to be honest, going down. You can't keep a schedule with this stuff. I maybe need to start looking to go short. But I want to see how it is responding here. If there's anything that's going to flip it around. So that 4 hours down, contraction is down, 6 hour. It's on the 1 minute though, so we're going to have to redo that guy. But did I delete it? So we're just gonna go look for 6 hour distribution level cone that we can set up. Not yet. Here somewhere? I don't think it's perfect. Here's where it was last perfect. Is there one perfect? Is this it? That's it. That's it. You guys should also put on some agar trade. I'll put it in the comments. Agar.trade. That's what's going through my headphones all the time. So I can be messing around like this, but I can hear some big orders coming in, right? Or it's just like music to my ears. It helps visualize these lines. At the end of the day, you get to hear who's active around the line and how big those orders are, instead of just like looking at 1,000 screens and as soon as you look back you forgot what your ACP was doing. Come on. Robot songs. Yeah, dude, I think I want to make a beat with the agar, the standard agar sound. I think it will become a popular thing, like when people put iPhone ringtone or the Nokia doo-doo-doo-doo-doo in their songs. Or the, you know what it is, the iPhone notification sound. Bing! Whatever it is. Okay, so this is 6 hour distribution cone. Wow. That is amazing. Should have been watching this instead of 15-minute cone. Okay, so your mean reversion is back to 71. This is the first level away from the mean. But how I look at it, okay, so the cone is big and wide, and it means that it's, if you see here, that's level 1, right? It does go inverse, and yes, percentage returns are measured differently going down, but just off of visual impact you can see that it's 3 times larger percentage returns to the downside, just from this random point that I pulled out here. That means that there was like a negative drift, right? So from that flash there was a negative drift. Okay, so now if you do that on the 1 minute and you do all of that, you can observe a higher term time frame. And another thing being is, if it flashed here on the 6 hour, when volatility zeroed out on the 6 hour, it had to also flash there on the 1 minute or the 5 minute or the 15 minute. They'll usually be about 4 or 5 candles away from each other. Alright, This is a bit hectic with all those lines. Okay, let's go look at 6 hour positive drift in the cone and what we have to say. It's not a pure flash. Not a pure flash. Was this our previous pure flash? This is our previous pure flash. Okay. Oh, is it the same one? No. So hard. You actually have to zoom in, and that's alright. There we go, there we go, there we go. Let me just readjust the cone. So anyway, you can see on that previous cone that we set up, that was its previous flash, right? So now I'm going to go set it up on its current flash, and you'll see the difference in distribution. It might even be above its 12th level or 10th level. That's what I'd look at if it was so close. But there's a mean reversion play, and have we got that up? We haven't marked that out yet. I'm going to mark that out. I'm going to make that a horizontal line, and we'll match it up with the pink dots. And then what we're going to go do is we're going to go set up our 6 hour cone, which was here, which is only a couple days ago. Not much happening. Let's have a double check, which is 6 hours. Oh, man. This is so hard. Now I have all these lines. I can't even remember which one is supposed to be. That one. $150. $100. $75. Come on. Jeepers. $75. Okay. Make. I really need the mod. Okay. Now, what did I say? It was 10. So that was a good guess. It went for the 10th, but it's at the 9th. So this will be your new trend, with that being your previous. And you see those ranges we made that line up here as well. So if you don't want to glitch out, and this is the glitch on the 15-minute distribution cone earlier on in the stream, if you don't want to glitch out, it would be maybe better to do it around the 29th of September, and that's obviously after the SEC news, you know. So yeah, with SEC news coming in and maybe some more clarity and stuff with regards to what's happening, they say with XRP and Ripple, but it's more clarity for everyone else. Luckily, Ripple could afford it for Dogecoin holders to put themselves first. So this is your general idea. If you're wanting to mean revert and not come back to this region ever again, I'm not going to say that, but make it very hard to not come back to this region, you want to make sure you break out of it and have a new flash. Obviously this is like hitting 12 coin flips in a row, what I'm going to say here, but you want to have it timed so that it's breaking at this point at 29 September, which is midday, so 12 hours before close. You want it to be closing here with a new 6 hour flash. Okay, you want this to be distributed right here at this pink line on the 29th, on the 12th. And volatility has decayed, all these volatility things have ended. And if that happens, you know that the means have matched up, right? And it's previously going to be higher than this mean. Okay, and you can mean revert out of the same candle, but because it's coming from a very far outlier on your data, that outlier and that new mean that comes on the cone helps prevent downside action, right? It might hit one level down on that new cone, but it'll help prevent that. And now that's symmetry in data, right? That's going from one bell curve to the next bell curve to the next bell curve. Signal processing. Okay, so signal processing through, let's say it can only go up and down 10%, just forgive the math. It can go up and down 10%. Okay, now it hits a limit, and now volatility is zeroed. Now if the mean moves higher than it can obviously have a bigger wave, okay. General idea, that's why we like to use these cones, is because the further out we get in the cones, the more volatility we can just monitor in the book. So we can do this on the 1 minute and stuff. The 6 hours not going to be so good, but you can see these candles way smaller than the candles that are following it, right? This section here getting a little bigger, these guys get bigger, right? Now we're going sideways. Volatility is stuck in a channel looking to do what it wants. Small candles, sideways, because it's rules that are counteracting each other. One is saying pump, one is saying dump, and now one mango, one apple don't make a banana, right? So you have to wait for that, for 2 apples to equal an apple, and then you'll know, okay, we're going to look for some continuation, big expansion in volatility, back to our mean. Anyway, let me get us back to current price action. Sounds like we've got some stuff rolling in here. So it's our 6 hours. So your 6 hour mean reversion point is one of these stupid numbers, 3, 3, pretty much 1, 3. So I'm going to look for 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. You close above there, you close above there, you'll look for continuations to the upside. You close below there, I say any one of these cone distributions to the downside, and that's saying 16 cents, 16.5 cents. Okay, you can fail from here and lose. You can fail from there and drop 90%, which is pretty much not 90%, which is pretty much 66. So the BTC pairing has done 72%. XRP BTC has pumped 72%. To return data back to a stupid level like we've done on the 15 minute is the same thing. Here we go on the 5 minute. You're looking for XRP BTC to hold above reverse wave trend. It's a bit wicky here. I'm going to be looking for, let's say, 15 minute to pull out, as we've had a shitload of volatility come through the book. Maybe wants to expand to the upside. It cannot expand to the upside unless it closes above the mean. So here we've moved into it's not correlating as good. One is decreasing, one is increasing. It's going to say this candle does want to lift and open close above, but it will be quite hard. The next candle will be the judgment for the 15 minutes. So if the next candle is going to be the judgment, let's go look at candles that are three times smaller. So 5 minutes. 5 minutes expanding to the downside. 5 minutes still fine if it closes above here. 45 minute. If it closes above the orange line, it'll be safe-ish. Bull div, their expansion to the downside. Next thing will be positive drift. That's sort of what it's searching for right now. So a doji sets it sideways, makes it easier for the next one to contract if the trend goes inverse of those red candles. So you might get positive drift kicking in on the next candle in 33 minutes if it closes above this region here, 2638. Let's go hit up the 90 minute contraction, positive. So that says down, looking to mean revert sideways though. The 3 hour sideways will slow. Slide it sideways will allow this MA to hit the return oscillator mean, and from there you'll be looking for, when my reverse wave trend comes up, I've got a UMP level and no, but if you do defend above this mean reversion play, it'll be because the next candle is above. So wherever this one prints, the next candle will be above 2675, and if it closes above there, it will naturally put in a denied bearish mean reversion to the downside. That's looking for a little bit of continuation, considering it's had an outlier. PC hasn't, this is the first down candle, right? But it's happening whilst PC is sort of flipping around. So today might be quite a bit of sideways, ranging volatility, right? Maybe not so much trying to set a new high or set a new low. This pair is quite impressive, because it's the reason why XRP USDT ripped through the roof. So the fact that this pair is going sideways will tell me that during the course of the day, I need to make sure that these indicators are all still saying what they're saying right now. Because if they stop saying what they're saying right now, then the USDT pair is going to get a lot more volatile. Alright? But generally, what I'd be looking for end of day is two things. PB cone is if there's positive drift in the book and we want to continue our bullish continuation through the weekend, right? Obviously the weekend's coming. Markets want to sometimes do the opposite of what they've been doing the whole week. But that will be dictated by this level, this PB cone on a 6 hour. You close this candle above the PB cone before daily close, or this is in an hour and 16 minutes, sorry. You close this candle above there, it'll be a lot easier to start searching for positive drift on the 5-day to pick us up out of here. Positive drift still kicking ass on the 5-day. But generally, you close below here, maybe by the end of the day, we'll be at 4,598. And obviously there's going to be a lot of volatility coming in the book at about at about 8 o'clock of my time. So at the new daily, right, the new daily print, this PB cone is saying that at 2 o'clock for me in the morning, which is now going from Friday to Saturday, there's a point here that on the random distribution cone says that's a good place to be. We have a PB cone here, we have a VRE level here. If we're to put up a reverse wave trend ain't there yet. It's the ultimate power mean, no one is there yet. So volatility can unwind into this region, right? That will be followed through by these time frames. Anything that has negative drift on it, that's moving into expansion phase to the downside, right? So here's a little bit of sideways. Let's see, they want to put it in here before they dump it. So here's a cool thing, right? So what's just happened here is this tells me look for a new trend, G. Both of my lower look back periods have hit law of small numbers, law of large numbers. And I just have something to drink. I'm starting to lose a little bit of energy here. Law of large numbers, law of small numbers coming into play. And look for a new trend. And does that confirm with our entropy oscillator? Entropy oscillator is looking to confirm a new trend. It's expanding. Alright. It's expanding. RO telling us that its returns are now going to start getting up, candles are now going to start getting smaller. That's what this tells you here. When this crosses, this is the point when up candles start to get smaller. This is the point where down candles start to get smaller. And where's the mean reversion play that wrecked this thing? Down candles are going to get smaller in comparison to your up candles. Very big, like 80% the size of any of those. Coming in hot. Sideways. Alright, so I'm just gonna leave the stream running for a minute with the 15-minute, with this, let me put on 1-minute coins, and I'm gonna have a cigarello, this is a bit hectic. No flashes all the way through yet, no new trend, so we'll base it off of our last trend. Nothing, not allowed. Is it this one? Okay, it's this one. What was that number? 650? It's been a few minutes. I need to swap them around. And we'll just let this guy play out. So 75, I don't have my pen on me. 658. Where's my pen? 75. Sorry, 75 on 6 hour. And then this one, it's just sideways. 5580. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, motherfucker. Stupid game. Okay, we finally got the 1 minute distribution. Okay, I'm gonna just quickly switch off the camera. We will observe this. I'll make it big. I'll turn off all lines. And I'll let you guys just monitor this for a minute. That will be good. So UMP is crossing through. So if the UMP holds above reverse wave trend, we're trying to trend back into 5026 VRE level. Don't think there's anything in the region right now. Right, we want to run to a nearest VRE level. Nearest VRE level 4731, or where our cone is currently hitting at the exact moment in time. Right, you see how there's a little bit of a pickup here. Confluence and data. That minute. And this is the that's the edge of the cone, one of the levels in a VRE level. Now we're at micro data points, and now we're at the edge of a reverse wave trend. Okay. Do we want this on the 1 minute? Or yeah, let's have some 1 minute. This is gonna look good. Contraction, positively correlated, that says down. Okay, I'm gonna have a cigarette that dumped itself into sideways here. Hopefully this works out. I'll be back on. I'm not gonna end the stream. I'm just gonna try to do what these funny streamers do. Video capture, does that work? That's off. And audio capture. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll leave these levels on for now. So you guys can monitor them if you want, and I'll maybe be back on in like 2 or 3 minutes. Looking for a cone. So that is it triggering. You can see the JMA here. You see this is a higher, this orange line is a higher term reverse oscillator. So if it mean reverts up there, it's going to tell you that it wants to open and close the next candle above JMA. This is its initial try, as you can see. Wants to close above JMA. That will confirm that, won't confirm on this candle. If this one pumps too quickly, it's been front run. That's looking like it's already getting front run. Right, match the next candle high. It has to close above that previous high for continuation out of here. And then print 3 candles that size or bigger to mean revert this data. Under sideways action, which is currently now sideways action. But if it does print halfway, the next print should print into positive drift. But there we go, that's close. So the next, there you go, the next print, if it closes there, will naturally print into positive drift. You look for float up. But you see what happens if they pump it too hard, they pump it into a dump. So you don't really want it to break the data too much, because you gotta know when your model's wrong. Bottom right is telling us sideways, and because of the initial big pump, it's going to be a little bit easier to put in some more downside pressure. Positive Pearsons, both angled up at very sharp angles. At that point, you got to wait for that red column. It will hit, there you go, positive drift. See, they're triggering positive drift, and positive drift is negative. There was initial positive drift that happened in here, and that was triggered at this exact moment in time on the probability cone. So you have the next print naturally contract. Are we in a trend? So we have negative drift in a trend. Next print closes below here. Naturally, it's going to want to carry on down. Alright. Here's our current distribution cone mean on the 1 minute. This is the mean that will be fought for. 3 candles till mean reversion. So 3 candles until it could be a safe along, and because of that being a safe along, you will look for the first initial move up into one of these levels to be scalped, because it's gonna get front run. We have an outlier event, blue flashes are coming off, contraction. Though this is still getting beat up. Let's go look at the 5 minute. Sorry, 5 minute is sideways, but obviously it would have triggered that thing. It's gonna be hard again to make that go red, as this has been a really big candle. But there will be a point in data where that's gonna break. And currently you can see this is wanting to end this trend down here. And if we were to zoom out on the 5 minute, that cone has no relevance. Right, are we into multi-time frame levels? Who's around here? Pull out the secret weapons from the gents. Sorry if I shouted there. Switch that off and see what helps set this outlier. Sorry, so what we're going to monitor here is, you see this orange line at the bottom of the screen? I think you guys can. Yeah, I can see it as well, there we go. You have Pearson that can, there you go, contraction. This is going to be the negative drift that gets us to the orange line, right? It can wick in, but you see how that PC turned around, columns came up. This is negative drift. It's going to be quite hard. Returns, hidden bull div can form, but it has to open and close 2 candles above that one. But that initially has printed itself into negative drift. So I'm estimating 483 within like a candle or 2 candles from now. Usually what I like to do is, you see how the 30-second mark came out? So the first 3 seconds, everything. That's what we picked up, the PC flipped around. The first 3 seconds is everything of the candle. From second 33 to second 27, those 6 seconds, very important. And then the last 3 seconds of the candle. So we'll be coming into that now. And here, this is where we want to observe data for the next 6 seconds, see what's happening sideways. And flashes is wanting to flash off in this region. So then we're going to look for continuation on RO. If you close above this mean, you will have that little hidden bull div, just because the return oscillator is setting higher highs, but this one's sending lower lows. But that also means, let's just say you have an inverse head and shoulders, but you can imagine anything that comes off of here, more than likely have its pull back or starts its initial run into the PB cone when we have reverse wave trend that crosses. And I'll say that could happen in 3 candles from now. So you can imagine 2 small candles, 1 big candle, or vice versa if this volatility metric here messes around, and just watch for blue flashes. So you can see that we closed above that level, and that's switched off the blue flash. The trade is usually taken once the blue flash disappears. So again, we're coming into the next 3 seconds. Let's observe data. Next candle is wanting to go up. That confirms that. If it gets beaten below, so it might be a backfill. If someone's aggressive enough, they might want to wick it just below the JMA and then look for continuation up. There you go. So you close above the JMA for this print, the next print, that will definitely push it into the outlier event. You close below it, this gets messed up. Outlier event ended. Expansion hit the first return. If it closes above the first return, maybe next print wants to go for there. If it closes below, we know that this, as you can see here, let me zoom in. As you can see here, this one increases as soon as it gets bigger than that candle. Okay, and then you have 3 big candles in a row if it can print like it did here, 4 or 5. It just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then stopped. Right, you want to close above. This is a very important level here. Volatility is whacking out. It could move into positive drift. Let's see if the next one contracts. Where's your sideways action? It didn't trigger positive drift. Denied. So they dumped it quite far, and they didn't dump it into positive drift, which tells me that there is legs for continuation to the downside, because usually what you'd be wanting to see now is sideways. If the next one column is green, that will naturally have positive drift on it, which will get us back up there. But right now, it's wanting to go sideways. Right? It's looking to close above JMA. That's very, very hard. Again, I'm losing track. I'm not monitoring my 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. I need to watch it on this screen, sorry. That's why. Multi-time frames. Alright. Last chance. Last chance. You close above, you close here, obviously wick in, full. You close here, you have continuation to the upside. Contraction positively correlated is killing it. So same thing that happened to the downside. This is going to range again. It's going to range again. It's going to get trimmed off somewhere here. And now you're wrecked if you close this candle below that. Not wrecked, sorry, not wrecked. You are having a very hard time to start mean reverting to the upside. It's going to take more candles. Haven't hit our outlier event. 1, 2. So we set 3 candles to look for our outlier event. this is that third candle. No outlier event. Blue flashes off. Not too much legs out of here. There we go. Sideways. Next print is now, boom, positive drift, lifted up at least higher than that high. Within this duration, we should get higher than that high. Did it pump itself? Ooh, so it's dumping itself into sideways. Okay, so it's triggering sideways. Let me be right back. I'm gonna set up the 15-minute distribution cone for you, home dog. I just want to see a name. BLX God. Oh, BLVK God X. I'm setting up your code now. Oh, sorry bro, I don't have the mask on, but as you can see here is, the general idea being is, ooh, screw it bro, I'll do this one for you, I don't really give a fuck, there's so much volatility in the market. So play from here. There we go. Well, like, it's a good thing that there's volatility in the market, it just means that you can't always be making money. Okay, so what we're viewing here is, this is the distribution cone that was set in on September 16th, 2022, and it was sort of set in 30 minutes before the 17th of September. Shit, let me zoom in there. So as you can see, what we're starting to do now is we're hunting these regions. Obviously we have this crazy thing that comes through here. You'll see how the 15-minute cone catches it. I'm sure you're monitoring XRP at the same time. Where's that dog price action? And you'll see how it ranges into one of these regions. Candle closes here, and where are we at? We're on the 20th of September right now. Up in, and then we get this crazy thing come through the book. Alright, so there you go. Right, this was that moment where everyone's like, wow, this thing's going to the moon. See how got caught up on a reverse wave trend? I got it. Right, boom, first time touch. It didn't even give a shit the second time it went through. Boom, back in. Hello. So, general idea being is this mean reversion plays quite far away, but considering we are all the way up here, we're going to be looking for new flashes. Right, and I wanted to say that this region here, sorry for the above nonsense, I wanted to say that somewhere in this region here I could put up a cone, but I can't, because not all my flashes are in line. So you can see that one's just missing through here. So for me, that tells me that my distribution has a tiny skew in it, and I must be observant of that. I mustn't make a new trend. So what you're looking for here is you're looking for any candle closes below this candle, go to the downside. But what you want to go fight for and have a look is, okay, sideways action. It's been a big candle and it's only sideways. That's interesting. It is in a trend though. We have a blue flash. We've hit outlier points. So we want to go maybe throw up a UMP. Nothing is there. It's a reverse wave trend. Look, a reverse wave trend is there. So now how we start to eye out this data is to make that big. This is just percentage returns, right? And we may, if you can imagine that orange line is this mean point, is the center of this oscillator. It's the center of this oscillator. If this candle closes here, okay, well, better this way. If the candle closes below it, where it is right now, okay, what you'll see is this thing will naturally be right on the mean, right? It's going to print right on the mean. And what that means is if the next candle closes, opens, and closes below here, it's naturally going to mean revert to the downside, right? And the only thing that's really stopping that from happening right now is the fact that there's a little green thing here. Oh, sorry. Control Z. There's a little green thing here, which tells me my faster moving volatility is contracting. So volatility is going down, so decreasing, but price action is not matching that. Okay? And that's only triggered now because you can see that it's going to be very hard to continually have bigger candles, right? So yes, positive returns are decaying. Cool, you got that. Sick. So that's your general play here. You hold above it. This one's going to print green, and then it'll be sitting on the mean. And then what do you have? You have like a bull div. You draw a line here. You can draw a line on a whole bunch of stuff if you want. I don't really need to draw the lines because I know general levels. So you fail this region here. We're going to this is the little one, the line is like a 45-minute reverse wave trend. Then this one is like a 6-hour reverse wave trend. So we're on top of the 6-hour reverse wave trend. Let me double check that if I have that done right. It's a 90-minute. Okay. So now I've reverted it back. So this one is a 15-minute reverse wave trend. That is a 90-minute wave trend. So we're on the top side of the 90-minute reverse wave trend. And then you can go hunt like the 90-minute time frame to look for continuation through. So given we're on the top side of the 90-minute time frame, right, we've hit our outliers here on return oscillator. We've broken through our outliers, and we had a previous cone that we're looking at, not this cone, also has regions on the 1 minute in this region. So there's your 90-minute cone that you've hit, but you haven't had the opportunity to actually hit an outlier through it. Don't mind the PP cone. If you do break through it, your outlier event gets stopped at VRE 4736 or 4594. Okay, contraction positively correlated. It does want to look like the next candle will naturally want to go down over here. If it's in a contraction phase, this one is small, but returns are saying it's still increasing to the downside. Sorry. Yeah, I'll be right back. I need to go get something to drink. No, I don't have my mask on. I just got stuck into this analysis, but I'll put it back on the 1 minute, and then we'll leave it off. Not leave it off, but here's the reverse wave trend contraction. I'll be right back in like 3 or 4 minutes, if that's alright. Sorry if this sound was shit. Sorry, last thing, BLVK God X is this orange line that we're monitoring here is the same 90-minute orange line that we saw price action bounce on. That's why you like one person or someone can be like, oh wow, that's actually perfect. No, it's the same line. It's the same line. This is just being able to zoom in on the atom, for example, from the 90-minute. Now I can zoom in, and the line still stays the same. The data is still relevant, and now I've got a 15-minute here, or a 1 minute. Sorry, this is a 1 minute now line. Okay, as we can see. Oh, Yash, I don't know if you've seen the cone. So this is the mean. This is the VRE mean of the cone. There we go. Boom. So let's get some stuff significantly correlated from here. As you can see, you close above this region, you're going up. You close below this region, you're going down. Alright, I think it should be cool. I just need to mess around with headphones and get a car back online. Find it again. Here we are. Brightness up. Cool. Yo, Yash, that was a very long lullaby. I could hear it from here, but you have a very good voice, I might add. Okay. So what do we got here? We got some mean reversion. Get that off. And then we're on the 1 minute. I'm gonna go set up a 15-minute cone on another screen. Okay, so if you checked, I was playing a replay, which was this one. Is it that one? Is it this one? It's that one. I was playing a replay of the 6-hour distribution cone, okay, and that mean is very, very far away. It's not letting me shuffle to the tab I want, so we put it back. Put it on 6-hour. Alright, so my 6-hour cone is incorrect, but anyway, so I set it up on the delete it when I do that. I set it up on the 6-hour, and the general idea was the PB cone that is active is this one here, right on the 6-hour time frame. So this is the 6-hour time frame. Here's your daily mean. Remember, it's a magnet, right? So that's what we're wanting to target at the end of the day. So it's surprising that it is having a few pulls out of here with regards to the current price action, but what we'll be looking for is general closes above. I'm going to get rid of this tab now. I set it up there. Did it carry on over? I keep on clicking the wrong one. Come on. Okay, so that's that 6-hour distribution cone line. We came into the 90-minute reverse wave trend, right? This is the current 1 minute. This is the current range that we've dictated previously. Orange being this region. Obviously, we drew this line after, not whilst it was there, because there was levels here that were of interest. So general idea being is, if we switch off everything and we make sure that our PB cone 1 is set on the correct data, we're at our mean. It's a bit too thin. I need to do it by the color. I'll make it big. Okay. Alright, so that's the mean of this distribution cone. This is a 1 minute distribution cone, and it was set up on these flashes. Let me double check. Boom. No, so I've moved it around. Why wasn't it it looks like 30. This 722. This is 7. Just do 700. See where it updates to. I think there's a little bit of a glitch. Okay. Oh, you fault me. Sorry, I have to swap. There we go. PB cone, overloaded PB cone. I have to type in the numbers when it gets long. 650. Ooh, is that too many? Let's find out. 2, so 5 more. As you can see, data starting to form. 1 more. 1 more. I don't think that's actually on it. I should just use super zoom. Yeah, it's 1 before. Okay, ah, you see, because of the candle printed at the right time. Okay. Binance. Load. Do it quick. This is so shit. There we go. Oh, we're not gonna get it. And is the other one at least a doji? If the other one is a doji, I'll let it sit. Okay, now we're on the money. Cool. Now outliers match outliers. Reverse wave trend on the mean. Cool. Now I can see what is going on. Cross through is what we were monitoring previously. You cross through these things. Regions want to have pullbacks, right? You cross through here. You see, pretty big candle, and then it done crossing. Wanted to have a pullback again here. Market structure. No more cone breaks. Any other cone breaks with market structure? Sort of sideways. Cone breaks. Next print wants to pull back up. Wow. I don't know if you guys heard that thing just blast through the book. Slow down, doctor. Okay, you look for continuation and returns to the upside to carry on increasing. If you close above here, it will naturally print the next candle into the line, and then you close a little doji there. You can look for continuation. What's expansion, contraction? That's gonna get nipped down. It's gonna get nipped down. But there you go. So it closed below it, and then you see that this changed the whole market structure, and there was the bear that came in as soon as that line was printed. Okay. Ooh, Control Z. Sweet. I'm just here for the 100x long. Call when. Oh, bro. So here's the thing, right? You can 100x like this cross, and this one goes red. But then you don't want to be in the trade right now because it's got negative drift. But then you also need to be like, alright, because it's a 100x trade, maybe because it's got negative drift, I can actually get a limit order filled, so I don't have to chase the market, you know? And then you gotta let me know how long you want to hold that 100x for. And then we gotta know what the percentage fees, how high it has to go up for you to clear the trading fee of the 100x. And then we gotta manage risk at, do we wanna rather manage that trading fee risk through profiting down to the downside here and bouncing off of this reverse wave trend, right? So like if you fail here, maybe look for a good 100x fill there. But you always, you sort of have to, I don't 100x. Yeah, no, bro, I'm fucking around as well. But the only idea being is, you don't really want to be chasing the market with high leverage. And like if it's going up, I don't know, bro. If I was to trade high leverage, if it goes up, I'm usually waiting to catch the bull div, or if you're short, catch the bear div that comes through, right? Because to go in, let's say, right now, people can say it's going down because of mean reversion, but we know it's going sideways. This is volatility indicators here on the right. Right, so this is called Shannon Entropy. And that says volatility. If it goes green, that don't mean buy. Generally, it means contraction, or it does mean contraction, and then red means expansion and volatility, right? And then these two lines, this little white line is sourced to this line that changes color here, and then this cloud thingy is sourced to these columns. And the general idea being is like for here we have one expanding was positively correlated, which means the price go up, but then the lower term, the slower moving column tells me contraction positively correlated, which means negative drift. So that tells me this is sideways. And in the sense, let me get rid of that. And in the sense that I know that it's sideways, maybe you wanna, if you're 100x the guy, you know that hey, it's sideways, I can get filled here. But now, do I want to get filled up? Do I want to get filled down? See, someone's getting filled in this region, and it's still sideways. And your limits will be here, right? So if this candle hits this line, it will match up with that line, and you know that could be a bullish point, or at least save price action. So then you can scalp your 100x back in, right? And the general idea being is, I heard a very cool line, man. The harder it is to get filled, it's an easier way to tell you that you're doing something right. Obviously, if you have your trades completely out of the market, there's going to be some things. So like now you're like, oh shit, it's going down, but you still want 100x, right? We didn't know it was sideways. Here there's some expansion to the downside. The first stop should be here, right? First stop should be here because we were looking for this red to touch the orange, which will match up here. Let me throw up a JMA to see if that thing is close by. There you go. Into the JMA. If you close below the JMA, next candle will maybe want to go to the orange line. And then you go look for a little leverage trade. But for me, it didn't make touchy. I know that these points will cross and there'll be liquidity here. So which direction it goes, it's going to want to come back here again. So if it, well, let's say Prince wants to go up, those lines cross, it's going to go down. If it fails from here and those lines cross, it'll maybe hit this reverse wave trend, fail in the line, and carry on going down. But yeah, so leverage, too much emotion, bro. Every 1x I put on, I get more emotional. And it makes trading way harder. But obviously, you can make a lot of money, and at the same time, you can lose a lot of money. But I think patience is key. So we're coming into reverse wave trend. Now what we see is we see sideways. So we see some panic sellers. This is a good time because we saw sideways here. Panic sellers to come in. So let's say you put your 100x there, right? Now it's like this thing can rush through, but the general idea being is if the next one closes, so it's 3 seconds, wait for the 3 second mark. Now there'll be drift in. And then if it closes above here, you got your 100x filled. I don't know what your stop would be, but you see how they can hunt you. And then now you start looking for a place to take profit as soon as it lifts above there, and you figure out what they're going to charge you for that 100x trade. Don't really want to be sitting in it with sideways volatility, but you also sort of want to be filled in it at the same time. So maybe to not have the order sitting there, but when price action does come through, now you'll look for this one. It needs 2 candle closes above JMA, look for continuation. But because reverse wave trend is so close, you'll be expecting a pullback into here. Yo. I'm just saying stupid things with regards to 100x. I would never condone it, but I know a homie that literally walked away with, what was it? Hey G, I can't even remember that. There was just a lot of green numbers. It's like 256%, something stupid. Overnight drinking champagne? Come on. Yeah, man, instant liquidity. Instant, bro. You come up on a guy over here, like, bong. Sorry. Come up over here when they find you. Okay. Anyone peppering the book? Cool, some peppers of the book. And reverse wave trend. It closes above here. Okay, not too much, guys. This is why you're setting fucking lower high after lower high now. Because if they rush this next candle out, now it's so hard, bro, to print and hold above here for this candle needs to print. Next candle needs to print above and hold. Only then will it look for continuation to the upside. So yeah, they front run it. But for continuation out of a point which will give you stronger power through here. Look, into our cone, baby. Boom. Hey, doctor, stop stopping the market there. Stop stopping the market there. Come on, doctor. When goats on stream, yo, they they here. I need to start streaming at 9 o'clock, or they come asking for leaves that have been raked up in the garden at about in the next hour. You'll hear them. But yeah, I got a Gucci goat. Told you to rip 100x, bro. Yeah, because I could have had off of this trade. How many goats? 100x. How much did it go? 200, 100x. Bruh, free goat in 3 minutes. Wow. See the power of leverage, but power of leverage also wrecks people. I should 100x for goats. I reckon I'll be able to go from a little herd to like 1,400. What? In a week? Okay, anything closes below reverse wave trend, we're going to start looking for continuation back into this mean. We will have to monitor for when Quacha scalps. Yo, let me throw that shitcoin up. I'm very excited. I jokingly posted that I bought the top of 42 cents, but I sort of got forced to do it, man. I literally missed that whole scoop by an hour. But it's alright, we're at 49 cents. Let me load that sucker up. I want to get rid of that one. Sorry. There we go. Cool. And I actually need to do a video analysis of the Quacha. I think. So some people didn't understand. Funny thing about the Quacha is they didn't know. So how we measure it is, the chart I'll bring up is $1 will get me 16 to 17 units. And the Coca-Cola over here, 500 ml, like at the wrong shop will maybe cost me 13 or 15 units. So maybe 90 cents, right? Usually on any given day that the currency fluctuates. Okay, I want to, as much as I want to watch this on the 1 minute, I want to see if there's continuation out here. That's sideways. We're looking for a new trend. We're trending sideways. Okay. So people are just getting wrecked. And these are fat fingers coming into the market. 10 minute has been reverted under contraction. That's good. For some bull continuation. I want to get that bull off. And I want to get that there. Alright. Failure in that region. Reverse wave trend. We've broken out of a reverse wave trend. 15 minute. This is on 90 minute over here, by the way. Still a 90 minute. Bull div. This says positive drift. So what is positive drift? Why does positive drift mean anything to anyone that's trying to short a market? Okay, positive drift is the opposite side to volatility expansion. So if you're to look at the VIX, right? So if the VIX, because the VIX is a percentage something of the stock market, all right? And what they're measuring there is volatility. So the general idea being is when VIX increases, let's say from $20 to $25, it's telling you the volatility is going up in the stock market. The same way, it doesn't matter if you're long or you're short a stock. What you can do is you can go and you can do futures or something or options and trade the fact that you know that the FOMC meeting is going to increase volatility. So then you go and you buy, let's say the price of the thing is $20 and you go, cool, by the end of the FOMC meeting, I believe that maybe be a 5% whipsaw in market price. It doesn't matter if the price is red or the price is green. It just needs to move that 5%, okay? Now, that's what VIX is for. And the VIX will go from, let's say, $20 to $27 or whatever it is, right? And it's all, it doesn't matter if the stock market went up or it went down. Okay, and if there's enough money in the VIX, you can see that there always be a demand on the dollar. But furthermore, what that is it tells you, so what this is telling you is volatility is contracting, right? So the VIX is going from $25 to $20, okay? And price action is positively correlated. So this is saying, hold up, guy, for this to kick all the way through, you need this to be negatively correlated, okay? So contraction, yes, it's a green candle, but the only way this thing is going to keep and hold above this high that it prints, this high that it printed previously, is if the next column is red, or this naturally just one of the clouds or the line hits mean reversion. And if that happens, we'll have a sideways candle, which will help set in this bull div that's formed here. Could be looking for a pullback into the JMA on the next print. So the JMA will print at like 4905 if the candle stays at this high. Okay, so 4905 will be a target area for the new. So if they hit 4905 and they keep above 4905, so this will be there in a couple minutes. So in 15 minutes time, 4905 says here somewhere. If you keep it above 4905 on that close, you will have that previous time frame we were looking at carry on with continuation to the upside through positive drift. So positive drift for someone who's wanting to short, positive drift lifts the market. So this is now an expansion phase, right? So this, as much as it's dumping, it's dumped itself into a pump. Okay, so volatility is gone through the roof, and we're literally just waiting for someone to punk this order back up into this region, right? That's on the 5 minute. It's not happening immediately because you'll look for like a 1 minute to set up. 1 minute coming in to set itself up. All right, have they got the continuation? They don't. They need to beat the JMA in order to have this PC. Have to get above the JMA over here. Oh shit, it's below the screen. Have to get above the JMA over here in order to turn the volatility not sideways but pumping. They just have to close below reverse wave trend, and the next PC will naturally want to print down, and they will look for continuation 2, 4, 8, 8, 9. This is a reverse wave trend. So it gets out of it, and at a point it wants to come back and just hit every one of these lines, get out of it, come back, hit every one of these lines, and that's pretty much, or get stuck in it. And if it gets stuck in it, you'll be observing bull divs. If it breaks out of it, you'll be experiencing bear divs, because it'll be quite hard for the next play to usually break higher than the previous reverse wave trend. So you have a bull div that sets in, I think, here, somewhere here. If you close above JMA, an orange line, way. You're getting wrecked on the 1 minute. Shannon's a little bit lost here. So someone's trying to set in a bull div because this is against current price action. We are going random. Nearly 50 cents. Nearly 50 cents. Wearing Kwacha scalps. Thank you, Yasha. See, this coin is so interesting, and it's movie mode currently now because there's quite a lot of volatility in the book. So this was our 5 minute that we're looking to drag us up into that region. Under bear div though, which means up candles are going to get smaller through this phase.